Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard this afternoon, this morning, whenever you're tuning in as we get set up to discuss the impossible at long last happening for the Edmonton Oilers. It's been a long journey. We started the year in the dumpster of the Western Conference. We started the year firing our head coach. We've started with a whole bunch of trade talk. Nothing yet has happened, and the Oilers somehow, some way have managed to claw their way to where they find themselves waking up in second place in the Pacific Division this morning. So friends, it's been a long journey. Let's discuss it here in a matter of moments. Before we get too far though, if you are new to the channel, I will encourage you right now to hit that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. That's as far as we'll go with that today. And now, cue graphic. As the Oilers find themselves this morning waking up in second place over top of the Vegas Golden Knights, who are still 1-3-1 in their last 5 games. The Oilers now suddenly 3-2, and the Vancouver Canucks still also 1-3-1. The Oilers now just 9 games back of the Vancouver Canucks with 4 games in hand. So at one point, for a team that was tied for last in the Western Conference to now be 9 points out of first place in the Pacific is absolutely wild, right? Everybody talks about how legit the Vancouver Canucks are. Everybody talks about how scary they are. They're Canada's best shot at the Cup this year. That's been the headlines all year. Well, friends, the Oilers, mathematically speaking, are right there with them in terms of points in the standings and wins in the win column. Even if the Oilers go 2-2 in their next 4 games, they'd have just as many wins at the 62 game mark as the Vancouver Canucks. And funny to see here, the other side of this story is the Oilers actually indeed have less losses than the Vancouver Canucks this season. The Canucks sitting at 24, the Oilers at 22, the Golden Knights at 28. So for the Oilers to do what they've done this year, it's been a dang special turnaround, I guess you could say, right? It was me sitting here in the squirrel costume saying just how much of an embarrassment this team was at the start of the year. And Chris Knobloch, Paul Coffey come in. To their credit, they take a team that was underachieving, underperforming, and really underwhelming overall, and decide to turn it around and get them working, get them playing defense, get them getting goaltending again, and really taking off. And you can sit here and say that this was the team we had at the start of the year. They just had to get in gear. Unfortunately, though, the patience runs thin when you're talking about winning a cup and all of a sudden, a month into the season, you're tied for last in the Western Conference. I know it writes a good story. I know that's kind of one thing we talked about, is maybe the Oilers just wanted to write that last to first story. But again, I really don't care to see that. I care to see the Oilers go out there, dummy the opponents, and win the Stanley Cup. I know it's not about me, it's not about what I want, but I don't think anyone was all too comfortable seeing the Oilers be tied for last and ultimately having to fire Jay Woodcroft due to underperformance to start the season. So as we find ourselves, friends, the Oilers have cleaned up so many things right on this list of goals against. You look at this team, the LA Kings have kind of taken that lead in goals against again over top of us. The Seattle Kraken right there, but they've also played 60 games. So it's kind of one of those mixed. The Oilers have definitely taken steps forward this season. 171 goals against in 58 games played. Just to tell you what the math on that says is the Oilers are averaging 2.95 goals against per game. That's pretty incredible for an Oilers team we've watched average close to 3 from the longest time that I can remember. And you look at it here too, 206 goals. So it's not like we're dummying the goal differential at all either. So fantastic for the Edmonton Oilers here this season, friends. And now we get to enjoy second place, well, at least until the end of tonight, playing the Pittsburgh Penguins and hoping for a good result. Friends, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. The impossible has happened. We have home ice at current, as we are just pretty much a month and a half away from the season ending. The Oilers have a grand total of 24 more games to play, and we are just about up and done with another NHL season. They've clawed all the way back, friends. I am up on out of here.